Indian American congresspersons have expressed alarm over increase in vandalism against Hindu temples. The Congress members have cited that some of the temples have in fact been defaced with pro-Khalistan and anti-India graffitis. The Congress members have further highlighted that the number of incidents and the closeness of the timing of incidents have raised troubling questions about linkages and the intent behind them as well. Now, this statement has in fact come after a temple in California's Hayward was defaced with pro-Khalistan graffiti. I also have with me the statement on my touchpad right over here. If you can show that to our viewers right here. This is the Congress of United States issued this statement on the 29th of March, where they've addressed the Assistant Attorney General Kristen Clark, and they've stated that they've observed an alarming increase in incidents of vandalism at houses of worship across the country, including at Hindu mandirs. Members of the Congress of South Asian descent have requested a briefing from the Department of Justice on the status of investigations concerning these crimes to better understand existing law enforcement coordination between local agencies as well as the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Civil Rights Division as well. I'll just zoom in a little bit so that it's a little more clear for all of you. Now, attacks at mandirs from New York to California have contributed to increased collective anxiety among Hindu Americans. Leaders from these impacted communities have expressed that there are unfortunately no leads on suspects, leaving many to continue to live their lives in fear as well as intimidation. Communities remain concerned about law enforcement coordination regarding these bias-motivated crimes and are left wondering if there is appropriate federal oversight to ensure equal protection under the law. A number of incidents and the closeness of the timings of incidents raise troubling questions about linkages and the intent behind them. It takes relatively few coordinated acts of hate to create fear nationally and within a community that has often been marginalized or neglected. And they have also called for collaborative work to combat hate against religious, ethnic, racial and cultural minorities in America. It's of course been signed by Raja Krishnamurthy as well as several other leaders of the US Congress, including Ro Khanna, Pramila Jayapal, Ami Bera as well as Sri Thanedar. Meanwhile, joining us on the broadcast this morning is Mr. Sanjeev Srivastav, International Affairs expert. Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us on NewsX. A key letter has been penned by Indian American congresspersons where they have stated and have observed that the increasing attacks, increasing vandalisms, incidents against Hindu mandirs have adversely impacted the Hindu community in the United States of America, and have also called for the Department of Justice in United States to give a status regarding these investigations into these matters. What do you make of this statement? This has come just a couple of months before the US elections are to take place. Most of the leaders that have signed this are from the Democratic Party. So what does this statement sort of imply? Does this, and what implications does this have as far as the US democratic electoral politics is concerned?
Yeah, I think this letter, which has been issued by the at least 4 Indian American Congress members, raising concern and alarm over the vandalism against Hindu temples, is a very significant initiative. And we have seen recently, in recent times, that Hindu temples have come under attack, and there have been several such incidents which are under investigation. So these Congress members, they have asked the U.S. Department of Justice to give a status report that what kind of investigation and at what level these investigations are, and what kind of findings thus far investigation has had. And obviously, these members are very much concerned that if there could be any further such incidents against Hindu temples, against Hindus in the Hindu community in the United States of America takes place, and what kind of action authorities are going to take. And that is what is the real concern. And that is why it is essential for the U.S. authorities and Department of Justice to ensure that those who have committed such crimes must be held to account, and they must be given a due punishment. So I think these are very significant initiatives with regard to safety and security of the Hindu communities. And we have seen in the United States of America that against Hindus, against India, there are certain activities, anti-India activities have gone on. So I think this is a very significant development, and I hope that the Department of Justice will produce a status report with regard to the ongoing investigations of those incidents which have been committed, those crimes which have been committed against the Hindu community. And certainly this is election year, and election process has already begun in the United States of America, and the Hindu community plays a very significant role in those American elections, and America is a vibrant democracy. So I think it is imperative for the U.S. Department of Justice and the entire U.S. administration, which claims to be a multicultural society, and obviously they are a vibrant and multicultural society and democracy. It is imperative and on them to come up with a status report what these congressmen have asked for, and they should pursue these investigations in a professional and thorough manner, so that those who have committed such crimes against Hindus must be given due punishment. So I think this is a very significant development.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.